Hello there monsters and men, ladies and people, and welcome to Recharging. This video is going to be slightly different than you used to from me when I do a video about an electric car. And that is because, well, I'm currently sitting in a Polestar 2 and I'm doing a regular test drive. So what does that mean? That means I only have 1 hour to get a first impression of this car. 1 hour! 1 hour is quite a lot less than I normally get when I drive an electric car. So I'm going to do my best for you to give you a good first impression. So let's not waste any more time. So let's start with the specifications of the Polestar 2. The Polestar 2 has 2 electric motors, one in the front, one in the back. So that means it is all-wheel drive. Those 2 electric motors deliver 408 horsepower and 660 Newton meters of torque. I mean, this car is quick. From 0 to 100, this car can do it in 4.7 seconds. If you put your foot on the accelerator of this car, there's a car behind me, let's do it. I mean, this car goes like stink. 4.7 seconds, it's crazy. And because of that all-wheel drive, it can just take off like that. So, 1, 2, 3, here we go. Oh, yes, it is quick, it is quick. It is not Tesla quick, but this is more than you want. This is fun as hell. And with that 408 horsepower, it actually has a top speed of 225 kilometers an hour. It's probably limited to that. What about the battery size then of the Polestar 2? The Polestar 2 has a 78 kilowatt hour battery pack. According to the WLTP, it can do 470 kilometers on one state of charge, but the real world range is more like 400. I picked up the car for the test drive. It had 90% state of charge, and the gasometer guessed that I could do 390 kilometers of range. Now, we're doing a little bit of B roads here, not A roads, so on the highway expect 350 to 400 kilometers on one state of charge. Okay, so let's do a quick walk around of the Polestar 2. As you might have already noticed, it looks a lot like a Volvo, and that is because, well, Polestar first was a sub-label of the sporty models of Volvo, but now they made it their own brand. Again, it looks a lot like a Volvo, which is not a bad thing because I think those are beautiful cars. This is the performance version, the performance pack. You can see that there with the golden calipers. They look really, really nice. The performance pack also has adjustable suspension. Unfortunately, you can't adjust it in the car. You have to do it at a dealer and then adjust it at your liking. As you can see, the Polestar 2 is a sedan. It sits a little bit higher normally than a normal sedan would, and that is because it actually sits on the platform of the Volvo XC40, which is a crossover. And because they need the extra space for the battery, it sits a little bit higher than you normally would. Look at the back, one big tail light, as you can see. All the way, there was my finger. It looks absolutely gorgeous car. So let's open up the boot real quick, and there you will see, it is actually under there. I don't know if you've seen it, but your hands will get dirty when the car gets dirty, so that's not a handy spot. But if you open up the boot, you will see a boot space of 405 liters. It's actually bigger than I expected that it would be. And it is a hatchback tailgate, so that is also very practical. Let's move the charge cables. There is a little bit of there's a divider here that you can put up like that, and also under the false floor. There's actually quite some space. So yeah, that's all good. Just the quality in here, it's amazing. Electric tailgate. Let's close it. Let's have a look at the back seats real quick. Yes, that's on my camera, my jacket, my camera gear is in there. As you can see, a downside is though in the Polestar 2, sorry I said Volvo, it's Polestar, there is a huge hump here in the floor. So sitting here with 3 persons is probably uncomfortable. So yeah, this Polestar 2 is, I think, well, let's give it a try now here anyway. I'm sitting here, knee room. This is behind the passenger, so not normally behind myself, but knee room is okay. Headroom is actually quite good because of this panoramic roof. But yeah, sitting here with 3 persons because of that huge hump is not ideal. You do have heated seats though here in the back, 12-volt socket. So that's all pretty nice. And just the quality is absolutely good. The quality in here is just amazing. So let's have a quick look at the front interior. Now we're here anyway. GoPro stand. Sorry, again I had to improvise, so you will see those kind of stuff. But the front interior looks also absolutely amazing, and the quality again it's way higher than, well, I drove the Volkswagen ID3. It's 2 steps higher than that, and it is also a step higher than, for example, a Tesla Model 3. Huge screen in the middle, Android Auto, and your digital display in front of you. So yeah, that was the outside of the Polestar 2. There's also a front. Let me show you that real quickly. This is amateuristic, yep, but let's open it anyway. Oh, there's the cooling kicking in. Holy crap. What is that noise? But here's the frunk, 35 liters, enough for your starch cables, not more. There we go, let's start driving again. Being the performance version, you also have these gold yellow seat belts. They look absolutely amazing. So, let's have a go. We have 20 minutes and it's 18 minutes back to the Polestar studio, or however they call it, showroom. So we really have to give it kicking. And we can, because again, this car is ridiculously quick. Which way do I have to go? It said I have to go backwards, but I can't do that. Where the hell am I? No, I can't go that way. I have to go here to the right, which I can. Oh yes, I like the performance of this car. And again, because it is all-wheel drive, you do have all that traction. You do get that power all the time. It's so amazing. What surprised me actually while driving this Polestar is that, well, again, I drove the Volkswagen ID3 last Saturday, and it's actually not quieter in here that I noticed than in that Volkswagen ID3. That says something about the ID3 or about the Polestar, I don't know. But don't get me wrong, I mean, I thought the ID3 was nice and quiet, a really quiet car. So this is also a really quiet car. I do not have the opportunity to drive 130 kilometers an hour, for example, on the highway, so I don't know what the noise is then. But I, well, suspect that this is a nice and quiet car. What is better though than in the Volkswagen ID3, as I said, is the quality of the interior. Holy crap, this is really good. The build quality is top notch, and also the materials being used are just better. A lot less hard plastics. It all looks really nice. It feels really solid. Of course, this is a little bit harder, but it has a texture to it that it is not scratchy in any way. It's just really nice interior. I really like it. I mean, Volvo could help Polestar with that, and you can clearly see that it looks a bit like a Volvo. It has the same steering wheel as a Volvo, and again, there's nothing wrong with that because, well, Volvo are really good cars. I think the Polestar 2 is actually the first car with the Android Auto automotive system. So the screen here and also the screen in front of you, the whole operating system is completely Android. That has some benefits because, for example, for navigation you just have Google Maps, and you can also use Google Assistant. So, hey Google, please play a song. Well, that doesn't work, of course. Hey Google, please play a song.
Oké, ik vraag Spotify om wat muziek af te spelen.
Yeah, so it's working now. So Spotify now is going to play me some music. I mean, that's great. You have Spotify, you have Google Maps. It's really good, and it's not that mature at the moment in Android Automotive because you also have a App Store. Come on, do something. Yes, you do have an App Store, for example, and there are not that many apps at the moment for Android Automotive, but that will grow because, well, more automotive brands will probably get this operating system in their car. So, I cannot open the Play Store while driving. Ah, damn it. So we're currently standing still, so let's look in the Play Store what's there, and damn, I have to log in. I didn't expect that. No, I cannot do that, but again, there are not that many apps, but when more automotive brands will get Android Automotive, more apps will be developed and will come into the Play Store. But you do have now Google Maps, Spotify, and all that stuff. What else in the system? Well, the system is actually very responsive. The screen has a good resolution. Again, it responds fast. There's here your car menu, which controls everything of your car. So if you're driving, how much the steering has to be. Has it to be light, standard, or firm? Do I want to drive with one pedal? Do I want auto hold on? All your driving assistance features, charging. So basically, again, with all the modern cars, everything you control with this screen. But speaking about charging though, this car has a 11 kilowatt onboard charger, so that means from 0 to 100% on AC will take you about 7 to 8 hours, because well, there's a 78 kilowatt hour battery pack. Let's put on Google Maps, otherwise I don't know where I have to go. And on DC fast charging, this car can charge up to 150 kilowatts, and then charging from 10 to 80% will take you about 30 minutes to 35 minutes. So it's what you expect. It is what you expect from a car in 2020. Google Maps don't know where I'm driving right now, but I think I came here from the left. What the hell? What about the one pedal driving though? Well, the first thing I noticed in this car, because first when I go to one pedal driving here, it was on standard, and standard is really, really firm. It's like the Jaguar I-Pace. If I put my foot off the accelerator slowly, it will slow down. If I do it fully, it will really, really brake, and it will come to a complete stop like that. So yes, you can really drive this car with one pedal if you want. And you have to get used to it, because I don't have it in my Hyundai Kona. And when it was on standard, I was like, oh man, that's so annoying. But when you're used to it, it works so well, just like in the Jaguar I-Pace. And also in the Nissan Leaf. I think this one works even better than in the Nissan Leaf. Again, it works really, really well. What is funny to see though, when you do the one pedal driving, you do have a power and charge meter here in your display. And there's actually a little line that you can see when you're regenning or when the physical brakes are being applied. So yeah, that's a really nice touch to maybe make sure you don't want to use those physical brakes, so you regen as much energy as possible. Driving assistance feature, well, being a brand that can borrow technology from Volvo, and since Volvo has safety as their number one thing, this car has everything that you want from a modern car. So yeah, do I have to name all the systems? Blind spot monitoring, front collision warning, adaptive cruise control, you know, all the things that you want, or maybe not that you want and also not that you need, but that are nice in a modern car. This car has it. Then what about the driving itself? Well, no complaints. This car is nice and comfortable to drive in. The steering is nice. It's just a very relaxing and nice car to drive in. Also, the steering wheel is adjustable in all ways. The seats are nice and comfy. I mean, you can cruise with this car for longer distances without any problems. And everything just feels so solid, feels so well built. Yeah, it's just a thing that really, when Tesla still wants to compete with these kind of cars, of course Tesla still has the supercharging network and the range, but in terms of build quality, these cars are, you can just see that they have more experience building cars. It's just amazing, really. So a few minutes ago until we're there, and what is my first impression of the Polestar 2? Well, the build and ride quality are really, really good. It is on par with the Jaguars and the Audis out there. Unfortunately though, you do have this huge hump in the rear seats, so that means sitting there with 3 persons might get a little bit tricky, and I don't know why that hump is there. Maybe there are batteries, I don't know, but you expect from a car that is designed as an electric car that the batteries would be all located in the floor. And also, well, the range, those 470 kilometers WLTP, you might not probably make that. And that, well, I've seen some videos of this car, and this car can get a little bit thirsty on higher speeds. But the charging is fast, and the range is good enough for most of your trips that you will do every day. So yeah, overall first impression, I really, really like this car, and I'm looking forward to driving this car for a longer period to give you a full review. As I said, I had to improvise, but I hope you liked it anyway. If you did, please give a like and do subscribe, and if you did not, please leave a comment below to see what I can improve. And then I would like to say now, thank you a lot for watching, and as always, to be continued.